All right, artists, today we are going to draw out our final puppy heads and tails and legs for our weaving. Today you do have your weavings at your table, and that is so you can use these weavings to measure and make sure you're drawing your dog's head the right size. Your weavings are pretty big, so you're going to be drawing your dog head or puppy face pretty big. It should take up about half of the pieces of paper you will get to choose from today. So make sure when you're sketching it out today, you're making sure it's large enough, otherwise it'll look a little bit small for the size body you have. So you will get to choose from a couple different colors of brown. And once you choose your color, you have that reference sheet at your table again to kind of help you draw your puppy. So I'm gonna have that off to the side. I'm gonna put my piece of paper underneath my body so that I can kind of see how big the body is and how big I feel like that head needs to be. So I'm doing the poodle head because my dog's a poodle, and I see that based on how big my body is, my head should take up a little bit more than half the space. And what I'm actually going to do is leave my weaving right here as I sketch it so that I can kind of see how big I'm drawing it. I'm going to start by doing just a couple little necklines to kind of show me where the neck will be coming from. And then I'm going to start drawing my dog just like I did yesterday. So I'm going to start with my nose over here. And when I'm drawing, I'm sketching out pretty lightly so that if I feel like I need to change anything, I can easily erase and then start over. So you'll notice that with my sketchy lines, what I mean is I'm doing light lines and I'm kind of overlapping them together. That's what sketching means. It means I'm not just pushing down hard and drawing one line. I'm doing several lines so that I know the right shape and size of what I'm trying to draw. Once I have my dog drawn and I feel like it's big enough, then you will get to trace your dog's face with Sharpie. So even though I have all these sketchy lines, I'm just gonna trace the lines that I know are in the right spot. So I'm gonna be tracing all of my lines, and then I will show you what to do next. I'm gonna get a second sheet of that same color paper that I used, and now it's gonna be time to start drawing the legs and tail. Now this is like a sweater that our puppy is wearing, so I'm not really drawing the body of our dog. We're really just drawing the legs and tail, and you can look at my example at the back of the room for an example to kind of see what it looks like. So I'm doing these little poodle legs. And again, I'm going to start with pencil. So I have my paper underneath my weaving so that I can make sure I'm drawing them, again, really big to make sure there's plenty of room on my paper and I'm making them big enough for my weaving. So I'm going to start down here at kind of the base of my tail to do the legs. So I'm going to start by doing like a curve line and then going straight down for the leg. Now the poodle has kind of like a little fluffy piece at the ankle, so I'm going to draw that. And then I'm going to draw my feet. I'm going to do the second line of my first front leg right there. Goes up, kind of curves to the side. Now I'm going to do the back leg. So I see it comes from up here, goes straight down until I've got that little fluffy part again. And then my second foot, and it is behind my first one to show the further foot that is kind of behind the first one. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other leg. I see it kind of curves out and then goes straight down. We've got that fluffy piece around the ankle, and I'm going to draw my foot. Draw the front part of that leg, kind of curves straight down, and then the back leg that is hiding behind. Straight down, that little fluff, and then the little bit of the foot that you see. When you think your feet look good and you're happy with how they look, you're gonna do the same thing we did with the puppy head. We're just gonna trace with that Sharpie. All right, artists, when you're all done tracing your legs, it's time to do your puppy's tail. Now, my dog Ham, has a little bit more of a tail like this fluffy one, not really this poodle tail. So I'm gonna draw a tail like that. You'll see that I drew mine in between my legs because we're cutting out all these pieces. So to try to be more sustainable, try to fit it on the paper with your legs or the paper with your dog's head. If you can fit on one of these, then that would be awesome. If not, that's okay. You can get a new paper. So just like the rest of the time, my process is going to be to line my brown paper up behind my weaving to make sure I'm drawing it big enough. So I'm going to do that kind of fluffy tail. So I'm going to start by doing kind of a curve. And then it's kind of like a zigzag line that comes down. Just like that. And just like before, when I'm all done in my pencil, I am going to trace with the Sharpie. Now, when you completely finish drawing all the parts of your dog, then you can kind of go in and add some texture lines to help show the fur on your dog, or the texture of the fur on your dog. You'll notice I did kind of these like bunny hop lines, these squiggly lines to show the texture of Ham's fur. Okay, when you are all done, artists, you are going to just stop right here. We're not going to cut these out quite yet. We will cut them out and assemble our dogs tomorrow. Again, make sure you're drawing big enough so you've got a big, like, you know, your puppy looks proportional. Your head is big enough for your body. All right, can't wait to see your puppies.